Behind Punch's bite, the moment security begins to transform. Today, in the Monkey Mountain area, usually filled with the natural bustle of the troop, something felt different. It was a moment that seemed remarkably small and simple, yet powerful enough to leave a massive question mark for anyone observing. A Japanese macaque infant, whom we have known to be extraordinarily gentle, affectionate, and deeply dependent on an inanimate object, has just done something unexpected, just 2 days before celebrating his first birthday on July 26, 2026. Slowly yet decisively, Punch lowered his head, dug his teeth in, and tore off both eyes from Oran Mama, the orangutan plushie that has served as the sole loyal companion of his life. To an untrained eye, this might look like a simple act of destruction or typical playful mischief, but for those who have followed every single second of his journey, this scene felt striking. Why did the doll he always held so tight suddenly become the target of his bite? Is this an outburst of emotion or a sign of a major shift in his developmental phase? To understand the meaning behind today's bite, we must return to the root of the story. From the very beginning of his life, Punch did not grow up in the warm embrace of a natural mother. He was born into a world that required him to adapt much faster, much harder, and without the proper maternal guidance of an adult troop. Amid the emotional void and his sense of alienation from his surroundings, the facility care team introduced Oran Mama. To Punch, Oran Mama was never just a stuffed cloth toy. To Punch, it was a surrogate, a substitute for the maternal warmth he never received. Oran Mama became his sanctuary when he felt afraid, his shield against the shifting social dynamics of the troop, and the one place where he felt he wasn't alone. Punch's days were inextricably linked to that plushie. He squeezed it tight while sound asleep, clutched it firmly when anxious, and dragged it along wherever he went. It was as if losing hold of the doll for even a second meant losing his only anchor of safety in this world. Yet today, that sweet rhythm suddenly shattered. In the relatively quiet Monkey Mountain enclosure, away from the disturbance of other troop members, Punch was seen sitting once again with his lifelong friend. However, his posture this time was completely out of the ordinary. Punch did not press Oran Mama against his warm chest. He did not gently squeeze its fur like he usually does before sleeping. Today, his tiny body leaned forward. His entire gaze was locked intently onto one specific spot, Oran Mama's eyes. Slowly, he clamped his jaws and bit into the eyes. At first, it was subtle and hesitant, resembling an infant's curiosity toward a foreign object. But before long, the bites grew stronger and more intense, until the plushie's eyes were finally ripped off. As if an invisible energy was being released through this act. Observational note: this is not merely ordinary toy exploration. There is a deeper psychological dynamic processing inside Punch. The big question is, why is this behavior emerging right now, just as he is about to celebrate his first birthday? Is there an external trigger influencing Punch's instincts? If we look at recent changes in enclosure management, Punch's actions are likely closely tied to the introduction of a new feeding enrichment method. This change brings two fundamental impacts on Punch's development. 1. Increased need for oral exploration, oral and masticatory stimulation. 2. Release of energy and transitional tension, displacement behavior.
The new feeding method demands higher mental energy. Young primates learning to solve food challenges often experience an excess of emotional energy. When this energy isn't fully spent, they redirect it through displacement behavior onto the nearest, most familiar object. Beyond the change in feeding methods, we must also view this through the lens of primate developmental psychology. In the mammalian world, infants like Punch explore and map their environment through their mouth. They bite, pull, and chew to understand the boundaries of their world. What Punch did today that surprised us all is not a sign that he is turning evil. It is simply part of the process of growing, learning, and understanding the emotions that are slowly beginning to take shape. Punch is still small. He is still searching, still trying to figure out who he is and how to navigate the world around him. Every action, even the ones that seem painful, is a step in that journey. Today, he might bite, but tomorrow he might come back for a hug. What seems wrong today could very well be the stepping stone towards something better tomorrow. Because in the end, Punch isn't breaking things down, he is learning about the world, learning about emotions, and learning how to survive. Behind that little bite lies a much bigger story. A story of a loss he never chose, a loneliness he never asked for, and a hope he is slowly building all on his own. However, Punch isn't just an infant learning about his body parts, he is an infant who is struggling. He is struggling to manage complex emotions that even he doesn't fully comprehend, and that is where the emotional conflict reaches its peak. Oran Mama is an inanimate object. She cannot hug Punch back. She cannot respond to his anxious calls, nor can she offer biological warmth when Punch seeks reassurance. All the emotional input Punch pours into the plushie never receives real feedback.
When confusion, heightened foraging energy, and loneliness collide all at once, Punch channels it into physical action. The bite did not stem from hatred or a desire to destroy. It was simply the only expressive tool he had available at that moment. It is crucial to emphasize that what happened today is not a sign that Punch is becoming aggressive or bad. This is a natural manifestation of his growth and development, a process in which he is gradually beginning to detach from total reliance on his surrogate mother, driven by the mental stimulation of new feeding methods and the physical maturation of his body. Perhaps today he bit and detached his toy's eyes, but just minutes later he might pull the plushie back into his small chest. Behind those torn eyes lies a profound story of a young primate continually striving to overcome solitude and learning how to survive. Punch is still learning, and his journey toward maturity has only just begun.
Happy first birthday, Punch. We always love you from around the world.